Where have you been? I've been going crazy.
What did Scorpio say?
How did he find out?
Scorpio's a very clever man. He said exactly enough. And then he asked me, did I know Crane Tolliver was in town?
Nothing else?
No. I told him I didn't know anybody by the name of Crane Tolliver, and then he walked away.
How did he find out?
Well, better you should ask how long before Cousin Herbert finds out.
And we lose a fortune.
Okay, look, we don't panic, that's for sure.
You have a better idea?
Yes, we stay calm and we retrace our steps. And let's just see how much trouble we're in.
You don't want to know.
Alan, what exactly did you tell Scorpio?
I told him the truth. I told him I went to Susan's cottage.
Well, of course you did, with us.
Before that.
What?
I went before that. And I saw Alice Grant leaving, and I heard Scotty and Susan arguing, but that was all.
Any witnesses?
Unfortunately, no.
Well, I've admitted to Scorpio that I also went to Susan's. Is there anything, Edward, that you might have neglected to tell us?
What did you really do on that night, Father?
I was in the den, as I've been telling you all along.
Oh, we're just checking.
Well, I certainly never dreamed that either one of you, let alone both of you, would skip out of the house and go over to Susan's. What the hell were you thinking of?
Saving our skins.
Were you really in the den all night, and you just left with us to go over to the cottage then?
Well, of course I was. Now, if you two will stop giving me the third degree, I think we better discuss what we're going to do about Tolliver.
What can we do?
Stall.
Yeah, we deny any knowledge of the man.
We have to. We have to stick to our Chessler story. I mean, if we fall apart with that, it's all over.
If we only knew exactly how much Scorpio really does know.
We can only hope it's very little. The name and nothing more.
My God, we've gotten ourselves into a terrible mess this time.
Oh, good Lord.
What?
Lila. What if Scorpio gets to Lila?
Well, I think maybe I've taken care of that.
What do you mean? What did you do?
Well, I had a little talk with Grant Putnam this morning. In fact, it was rather one of my better performances, if I do say so myself. I fed him the whole Chessler story. But I made him think that it was all his idea, you see. Well, as Lila's orthopedic surgeon, he's just found it impossible for her to have any visitors whatsoever because of her fragile health. What a pity.
Well, thank the good Lord.
I wish we could have a little bit of that same privilege. It seems that Scorpio's tightening the noose by the day.
Hello? Yeah.
Whew, what a lunch.
Stuff?
Definitely.
Well, I got just the thing for you. The rest of the gym equipment arrived today, so it's all set up in the next room. You can work off some of that good living back there.
Well, before you send me off to the lockers, I have some news for you.
Oh?
Jimmy Lee Holt told me a really interesting story. Did you know he was in jail the night Susan was murdered?
You don't say.
And he said he was glad, too, or he would be a suspect.
Why would he say that? Right.
Don't you think it's curious that Crane Tolliver and Jimmy Lee Holt should be in Port Charles at the same time? Not to mention...
Not to mention the fact that they both checked into the Port Charles City Jail on the night of the murder.
Thanks, Jeff. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't volunteered. Oh, well, from the looks of those three, a home-cooked meal wouldn't help.
I'm curious about how they all connect. The Quartermains, Jimmy Lee Holt, and the mystery man, Crane Tolliver.
Well, you're not the only one. I just wish I had more information.
Well, we're getting there.
Yeah, we certainly are. You know, it's sort of nice having you around to be able to talk to about this. You've been a big help to me.
Well, I enjoy it. I mean, what else am I going to do with my time? I can't spend every day buying antiques and lingering over lunch. Well, I could, but it'd be really boring.
Not for some.
What are you doing now?
Well, I'm going to run this Lila Tolliver connection through the computer again for a bit of confirmation. Positive confirmation, Crane Tolliver and Lila Morgan married in New York City, March 1932. Edward Quartermain and Lila Quartermain married August 1932. Morgan's statement, no previous marriage. False. No record of divorce or annulment from Tolliver. Tolliver is not deceased. See Port Charles City Jail records. Well, methinks it's time to go visiting again.
The jail guard.
Well, among others, yeah. Now that you've established this link between Jimmy Lee and Tolliver, I'm more anxious than ever to talk to that guy. Before I do that, there is one other person I want to talk to first.
Who?
The only suspect I have yet to confront. The illegally married Eddie Quartermain. You know, at first I thought that Alan was trying to cover for his wife. Now I think that Monica is trying to cover for Edward.
Why did you say that?
All right. If Susan was blackmailing them, not for Chessler, but for Tolliver, which I think is the case here, who stands to lose, aside from Lila? Edward. Now, he has just as strong a motive for murder as does Alan or Monica.
It's true.
Which is one of the reasons I want to have a little chat with the big EQ. I want to find out exactly where he was, where he really was, the night that Susan was shot.
Stella's not going to like this. I understand she slaved the whole afternoon on that leg of lamb.
I already told her I wouldn't be here.
Why would the Webbers invite you to dinner?
They need a reason?
Maybe they want something from you.
Edward, it's simply a dinner invitation. Now, surely you sometimes invite people over for no other reason than to enjoy the pleasure of their company.
Well, why bother when I have the company of my own family, and I certainly find them far more stimulating than outsiders.
I suppose that each person has his own taste. Personally, I like to mingle socially with all different types.
Yeah, well, you take my advice, my boy. Stay away from outsiders. They're only going to get you in trouble.
I'll remember that. Have a good night, Edward.
Good night.
Oh, Stella says dinner served.
Yeah, boy, I'm famished.
Who could be calling at this hour?
Well, it's either a politician or a salesman. They only call you when they know you're at home. Here, I'll handle this. Yaman.
Hello, Edward. Robert Scorpio here.
Well, Mr. Commissioner, what can I do for you?
Need to see you right away, Edward.
May I ask what it's in reference to?
You could try, but you wouldn't get an answer. Let's just leave it at that. Now, it'll be in your best interest to get here right away.
Well, I'm just sitting down to dinner.
Put it in the oven, Edward. I'll see you in 20 minutes.
Father?
He wants to see me.
But right now?
He says it's in my best interest.
I don't even want to guess what he wants.
No, don't. You'll digest your food better. Monica,
Yeah.
would you, ask Stella to keep my food warm? Lord knows when I'll get back.
Yeah.
Who is it?
It's Heather Weber.
You're right there.
You wanted more proof?
What happened to you?
Monica Quartermain. I told you she murdered Susan, and now she's trying to kill me.